Yo, what's up, guys? It's Chef Rodney Reinhardt from Deliciously Dope TV. I just got done smoking down with my man on Dro TV here. Go check him out. Everything Dro TV. I can't wait for y'all to see this episode, hear this episode. It's amazing, y'all. Dro TV, Deliciously Dope in the house. Let's get it.
Welcome back to My First Time, the show where our guests get to tell their story of the first time they got high on marijuana. And today I'd like to welcome our guest, Chef Rodney. What's happening?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, thanks for giving us some time on Dro TV. You can find more of the good chef, Deliciously Dope TV, the Daily CHRONIClez, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, WeedTube. I definitely want to ask you about WeedTube.
Yeah.
And you're everywhere. All the links will be down below. So Rodney, please tell our audience where you're located and a little bit about what you got going on in the cannabis community.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, thank you. It's an honor. It really is. It means someone's watching it, so it's not all in vain, right?
Right, yeah.
My name, sorry, a little nervous, but yeah, my name is Rodney Reinhardt, chef, if you will. That's what I've done, cooked for 27 going on 28 years now. I'm 35 years old, which if you do math pretty quick, it's an early age to start cooking.
Nice.
And I live in Lansing, Michigan. I was born here, moved away, raised, all of that, and decided, come legalization in Michigan, that someone of our generation, my generation specifically, should kind of, pay attention to the stories that came before us and those to come, kind of pass it on. And when COVID hit, I stepped out of the commercial kitchen and started writing and started doing film and started smoking a lot more weed to kind of deal with my mental health. That led to cannabis advocacy, and activism and things like that, going to the Capitol and at these rallies and stuff. And so I, mixed in Deliciously Dope with that. And, Deliciously Dope is this kind of love child of me and a bunch of some old friends of mine that were just joking around at the beginning of the pandemic. I thought about Deliciously Dope, the title, all of about 6 seconds, and just spewed it out. And I didn't think it would stick, and they all loved it, and here we are going on 3 years later. Awesome. A lot of huge stuff in the works, man. A lot of huge, it's some of the stuff I can't even talk about. It's that big, which sucks because I don't shut up. So it's I have to really learn to not tell people things. But yeah, man, I sum it all up, but there's a lot more in between the cracks here and there, that we're doing. There's a lot more to it. I know it sounds glorious. I'd love to do that. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. But at the same time, I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Awesome. Well, I definitely want to get more into Deliciously Dope and the Daily CHRONIClez, but the show is my first time. So Chef Rodney, we want to know about the first time you got high.
So I feel that there's a little bit of a backstory to this, but at the same time, we're just going to let it fill in while I roll a joint here, if you don't mind. My first time, I was 14, 15 years old. Okay. I knew what a left-handed cigarette, as my mom would call them, was. Growing up in restaurants, especially your own mom's restaurant, you're gonna smell it. It's there, working in restaurants. And so I didn't really mind it. I thought it's just something that you did when you grew up. It was more for adults. And then I learned that, there's kids in my school that do this. Go figure, high school, right?
Sure.
And so I put 2 and 2 together and I thought, well, if you can't beat them, might as well join them. So I started smoking weed, right? I didn't puff. I didn't inhale the first couple of times. I won't lie to you. I did it to fit in because I didn't want to, be left. I was scared of it. I'll be honest with you. Who wasn't, right?
Right.
But my first time, I had rolled up a joint, what I thought was a joint back then. Okay. Not a joint, but what I thought was a joint. And I went out to the garage. Now, where I used to live, way back when, My bedroom was an old Three Seasons room, which led to the garage and directly outside. My parents knew I was going to be sneaking out anyway, so they just gave me the easier access is really what they did. My dad was working third shift. I had taken the night off. My girlfriend was on her way over. You know, she could drive, I couldn't. And my mom had went to Tennessee for some family. My dad is gone, mind you. I watched the man leave the house. I heard him drive down the road. He's gone. Okay. So I'm like, I'm gonna smoke some weed. That's gonna be great. I ain't gotta drive. It's gonna be a good Friday night.
Sure.
I go out in the garage. I light up. I take maybe a couple puffs off it. Just start feeling good. And then I hear what every teenager doesn't want to hear when they're smoking a joint. What's that? Normally, if you're asked what's that, that's a very, very, unaggressive question. Hey, what's that? Not coming from your father and not while you're smoking weed at age 14. Come to find out, his truck ran out of gas. To be fair, he did have one of those gas tanks. Good luck. My dad loved that truck. He refused to fix it. This is his fault. It ran out of gas, about a mile up the road, and he forgot his wallet at home. So naturally, he ran home, you know what I'm saying, get his wallet and go get his truck so he can go to work, right? So he's already not having a good day. Unbeknownst to me, is when he walked into the house, it smelled like weed. This is the first time I've ever smoked weed in my house. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know about the cone potpourri thing. I didn't know about any of this shit. I just knew smoke in the garage, open the garage, blame it on somebody burning leaves or something. Right. Like, who's going to be home anyway? Okay.
Right.
Well, as soon as you walked in, you smelled weed. Well, as soon as you walk into the house, there is an office off to the left, and there was a home phone. For those of you who don't know, we used to have phones connected to our houses, really couldn't leave them. Known as a home phone. Google it. You'll find some relics. And he called into work. He was like, hey, I'm just not feeling good tonight, y'all. I'm not gonna be able to make it in. Good luck. And that's it. He was a boss, so I guess you could do that, right? Sure. He didn't tell me that, though. So snap back to the garage where I hear what's that. I turn around and I'm sparked up, and I exhale and I'm fucked. I'm thinking military school instantly. Right. Well, because my dad was, every time we saw those commercials, like, this is your brain on drugs, and he was like, yeah, you see that, and he was like very stern about it. And I was like, okay, but I've also seen my dad drunk a few times at this point in my life. So I was like, anyway. So he rips it. Like, I had my fingers over it like this because I used to hook it because I thought it was cool. It's just how I did it. I don't know. I think I saw somebody doing that out back of a restaurant in the alleyway on a milk crate one time. And I thought it was really cool. So in homage of that person whose name I can't remember, I'm going to do that. So I had it hooked, and I remember he snatched it, and it, like, I can still feel the graze, of his hands. He snatched it out of my hand, and he throws it in his mouth and locks eyes with me, and just, we're talking, a scuba tank full of just smoke. Like this, man, we're talking dragged. It's just, if you've ever seen Desolation of Smog, Lord of the Rings reference there for you, that just billowing smoke. And I've seen some flexes and, a lot of, oh, look what I can do, bro. No, fuck that. My dad'll beat your ass. Literally, like, there's like all these cloud puffs and all the vape shit. I told my dad, I was like, you should just steal my weed so you can go do that and win. He didn't think it's funny, and that's just it. And then he blows it out. I can see the instant, I can watch his eyes turn red, and he throws it down, which is probably, fucking like quarter left, stomps it out and goes, it's shit. It's terrible. Don't let your mother find out, and walks away. That's all he says. Okay. That's all he says. Leaves me in my room. So, how when you get yelled at when you're, so I'm not high at this point. Okay. I do have more weed. He didn't, that's all he had. I'm thinking, how in trouble am I? Are the cops on the way? Like my mind's racing. Yeah, I just got a little, little couple puffs. So I didn't really feel high, but maybe the panic was there. Who knows? But I wait near my door to see if my dad's coming because I'm still kind of scared, right? I don't know what he's going to do. And I don't hear him. Then I hear him fumbling around the kitchen. Now it's my fucking time. He's got the munchies, which I would soon come to find out that that's true. And so I run out in the garage, and I had this little metal bowl that was brand new. I bought that just in case I wanted to smoke that way, right? I packed it, took a couple hits, and I was like, oh, this shit's great. Like, it just immediately, all of my stressors I was like, this is fucking great. This is what this is. This is I like this, instant, I would say, love, if you will, and infatuation. That puppy dog, harrowing, just this hubris meets the perfect beach where you're like, this is nice. I'm happy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go confront this man and see if I'm actually in trouble. So I walk out, with confidence into my kitchen. I'm ready to puff my chest. I've, pissed caution to the wind at this point. And he has this gloss over look in his eyes as he's balls deep in the refrigerator, just eating random shit. He has the oven turned on, cooking. I think he was boiling water on the top. Like, my dad used to work in a restaurant too, so this is normal for us.
Sure.
And he was a maintenance technician, a millwright at this point in time. So this wasn't. He hadn't done this in a while. You could tell. And I'm like, I literally said this to my dad at 14, 15. What the fuck are you doing? And he goes, oh, hey, yeah, no, I ordered pizza, dude. Like, that's what he said to me. Nice. He goes, I ordered pizza, dude. He goes, hey, I forgot you was here. You're going to have to pick off the onions because I don't really like onions. I'll eat them. I just don't like them. I'll cook with them. They're brilliant and I will eat them and I won't bitch. I just don't like them. Anyways, and he calm as like, and then my Uncle Mark pulls up. He picked up the pizza.
Okay.
My Uncle Mark worked where my dad worked. And when my dad called, he was like, hey, I need you to come pick me up, take me to my truck because I'm not walking. He was like, why? He's like, I got stoned. Stoned? Oh, I caught Rodney. So it's a huge thing. So my Uncle Mark comes over. I don't know this. Ding dong. Oh, my heart sank. My fucking dad knocked me out. That's why he's so calm. They'll take me instead of him. He'd be like, all right, I didn't fucking like you anyways, right? I go to the door. Who is it? They go, police, open up. No. And because at that time we were redoing everything. So we had like a weird solid door and you couldn't see through it. And we didn't have the fancy ass fucking rings. And I didn't know. So I'm trying to like look out and see if there's a police. My uncle grabs the doorknob and goes, I fucking gotcha, huh? I shit my pants. I shit my pants. Okay. I'm like, you motherfucker. And he grabs me, puts me in a fake little headlock, walks me down, the fucking hallway. My dad and him are just beat red laughing.
Nice.
I just tears in their eyes. And I sat there. I didn't smoke with them. I never really have. But I feel like I kind of did, if you will, in the moment. My Uncle Mark didn't smoke, but they did tease me profusely about it, But they were like, absolutely don't let your mother find out. Now, that's not the end of the story. The end of the story deserves knowing this about my mother. Them telling me, don't let your mother find out, wasn't because she would get mad. On the contrary, she would smoke all your weed.
Oh, okay.
That I didn't learn that until I was 21, 22. You know what I'm saying? I was living in between apartments. It happens. I had 3 weeks. Where the fuck am I going to go? Put my shit in storage, live with mom for, 3 weeks, move into my apartment. All's good, right? In that 3 weeks that I lived with my mom, she stole all my weed.
Wow.
That's what they meant. And so then I finally asked my dad, I was like, Dad, why would you? He's like, no, we didn't tell you that because she would get mad. Oh, hell no. We told you that so you wouldn't waste your fucking money and she would find it and smoke it all. That's why. That was my first time smoking weed.
Wow, that's a great one. That's a great one. That's up there with some of the best we've heard. Wow, excellent.
You can't really match that one. You really, that's a hell of a story.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Especially you weren't narked, and the real narc was your mom, and she wasn't a narc. She was just going to steal all your shit. So,
which is the DEA anyway. So I mean,
your mom was the let's say the citizen arm of the DEA. We'll call it.
I don't ever want to let her know that, but yeah, we'll be all right. But
So
I
I
was,
see you guys are active on YouTube, on
mhm,
WeedTube,
mhm.
and I'm curious as to your experience on there, how often you post. Can you get into WeedTube a little bit?
Yeah, so I've actually sat down and I have an interview coming up on the Daily Chronicles with some developers of the WeedTube. You want to find out from a developer's standpoint, and a huge shout out to WeedTube/Pipeline. They are changing their name, from what I understand. Um,
Wait, they're changing it from WeedTube to
to
Pipeline?
Pipeline. Yeah, there's like some kind of, I think the app is called Pipeline maybe, and then there's WeedTube. I'm
Okay.
very confused. We're going to cover that more on my show, so catch that and get it,
Yeah, I will.
segue, if you will. But they're going to come on, chit chat a little bit, more about where it came from, the idea and stuff. But I would much rather WeedTube versus this social club thing that I'm seeing. I don't like the people who run it. And so my mom taught me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So back to WeedTube. Um, WeedTube has been around since 2018, and it was created for the OG reason that YouTube would kick people off YouTube and demonetize them and stuff like that for smoking weed and shit in legal states. So
Right.
some people got pissed off and they created WeedTube, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's WeedTube and a social media network for stoners. I use that term in everything that in its glory, but I've been on there for a couple years. I don't post very much on it, because, and I hate that this is true, but I'm terrible with social media.
Okay.
I understand algorithms. I understand the need for it. I just, and I'm going to be honest, man, I don't really care about followers. I don't care about views. I just care about, fucking having fun doing it,
Sure.
and getting it out there, being a storyteller, being able to do this. Because 20 years ago, we couldn't do half of this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Most of it was illegal, so just really enjoying, the position that I am, the privilege that I've been given. I won't deny that it's a privilege, do I use it in excess sometimes? Yeah, I smoke a little too much weed, but who fucking doesn't? No one's perfect. But the WeedTube, I should definitely post more on there. I've even talked to the developers and they've ran me through some quick little tips and tricks and Q&A and stuff. But I mean, we'll see, man. I do have a team, but we're all kind of stupid, hella busy and focused with our ADD on numerous different projects. And I think that
Sure.
social media is one that just kind of fell through the cracks. Whoops.
Okay.
But hey, we're somewhere. Y'all can find us though.
No, I'm interested only because I understand Instagram, YouTube, these are the big platforms. That's where all the
Mhm.
people are. But I've haven't jumped on the social club bandwagon yet. Not sure if we're going to, but I'm still kind of sitting back and watching and see what happens. And
I've got
but
some information
WeedTube,
I can tell you about that off camera
yeah, I
about
mean,
social club.
I've gleaned quite a bit of info myself, which is why I'm sitting back. And I mean, I know a lot of people complaining about it. Uh, I could say the same things for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
uh, it's just, do I need one more thing to now bring my energy and my time and attention to, or do I just continue doing what I'm doing? And remains to be seen, I guess, as far as social club goes. But WeedTube, I've always been interested in because if it really is stoners on there and that is the demographic, then maybe it's worth building in an actual weed community, as opposed to hashtagging posts on Instagram and stuff like that to try and reach other people. So yeah, I was very curious about WeedTube, and I'm looking forward to your conversation. Do you know when it's going to air?
Oh, we have to film it. It's just being planned as of right now.
Okay,
I mean, it's
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's
I
one of
thought
those.
you
You're
had.
good.
Okay, cool.
No,
Cool.
I do pre-recorded stuff right now. I'm planning about let's see, actually I just booked 3 more. I'm 6 weeks out right now, and I do one every week.
Okay.
So I'm well into the new year at this point. A lot of cool shit coming on, a lot of cool shit you guys are gonna like. Um, including people from WeedTube. But no, I think that's gonna be. I mean, it'll be all over Instagram. I'll post it. I'll link you. I'll tag you. All of that. I'll tag them as well, so you'll see it for sure. I learned how to do that appropriately, so that's cool.
There you
Um,
go. So which
But I'm
one
really
did you
looking.
start first, the Daily Chronicles or Deliciously Dope TV?
Deliciously Dope TV actually technically was first.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. So I started writing after, my entire career and company and everything was eviscerated with COVID. And so writing was just something that, I've had a way with words. I'm not an idiot by any means. I just have severe ADD. I interrupt people. I don't mean to, I rattle on. I don't mean to, but all of those imperfections is me. And that's the best part. And so for people to better understand the life in the kitchen and what these fellow chefs and cooks and the like, my ilk, if you will, really go through, and how much cannabis can be helped or be used to help that community, I decided to create Deliciously Dope. And it's not just in Michigan. We're going all around the world. We already have, we have fans in Australia. That shit's cool, man. When people
Oh yeah.
send you shit from around the world, that shit's dope. And that's yours to keep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Chef Rodney, what you smoking on?
This is some ice cream cake. I grew this.
Nice.
Yeah, this plant was, and it's not very, I brag because it's the tallest I've ever grown, but it was 7.5 feet tall.
Nice.
Mhm.
This is an outdoor plant, an indoor plant?
It was outdoor. Yeah, we decided to build a raised bed, grow all of my vegetables. This grew alongside my Roma tomatoes and my thyme.
Nice.
So we stuck her outside, nutrients. Not new. I didn't use liquid nutrients when I say that. I did everything organic. When I say nutrients, I mean decomp. Literally, old wood, buried dirt, all of that shit. Throw it together, threw some worms in it, some earthworm casings and some fish shit from a local pond.
Okay.
And yeah, boom, she blew up. So
like a Hugo culture method?
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
We were just kind of testing it out. I mean, Deliciously Dope isn't just going to be a TV show. We have plans down the road to just for a small Airbnb, man, it's the communication of the cultures through, being able to cater to someone. What I mean by that is when a person cooks something for you, it fucking means something, and so I want to open up my house and my home, if you will, to people. Even when there's a different prospect of the house we're looking at and whatnot, and it's all looking great at this point. But we want to do it when the time is right, when everything gets out there. And talking to producers and talking to production teams and talking to all of these people, if you're not throwing millions of dollars at them, they ain't moving very fast. They ain't gonna say no. They'll never say no, but it doesn't move very fast. And I've thrown a lot of money of my own at it, especially during a recession. Have I seen my money back? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And some of the people I've already talked to, I would have never talked to, some of the things I've gotten to do, some of the things that I've seen, the stories that I've learned. I've got a briefcase not 15 feet from me with all of the evidence of Rainbow Farms. If for those of you who don't know, you should look up Rainbow Farms in Michigan. That's all I'm going to talk about. But considering I have all the autopsies from the people that were murdered, I have all of the cases, the emails, the court, everything in that briefcase.
Wow.
That would have never happened. So yeah, I think that I'm very happy that I started Deliciously Dope, and the Daily Chronicles was just like a spinoff of someone told me I couldn't do my own podcast, so I did.
Hey, I love it. Nothing more motivating than being told you can't do something.
I mean, I don't wish I could take that back. I love the fact that I started my own podcast. It's neat. I love it. That's why I'm here. But I do wish that I could take back the underlying, spite feeling.
Yeah.
It's not fair to anyone.
Well, it's not fair for someone to tell you can't do something either. So.
Well, that's true. And, they were being very spiteful. But, at what point does fire beget fire or, hate beget hate? I mean, what was it? Gandhi that said an eye for an eye would make the entire world go blind. I mean, he was an asshole. We don't talk about that. But the sentiment still stands.
Right. Sometimes, and it doesn't sound like this was the case, but I used to have a buddy. I still have a buddy. But when we used to work together, if I knew he was better at something or he would, really focus on oh, I need to make sure I do this, I would say, I don't know, man. Are you better at this than me? Do you think you can do a better job than me? Knowing that he'd be like, give me that. And then he'd go and do it. And maybe that was the sneaky lazy way for me to get out of doing it. But it was also something where I knew he would put more time and attention into it if I told him he probably could do it better than me. So who knows? Maybe that guy was really reverse psychology trying to get you to do a podcast, and probably not. But anyways,
pragmatically, let's go with that.
yeah, there we go. So I would imagine, being a chef, you implore a lot of cannabis in your recipes and what you do. Is that something that crosses over into Deliciously Dope TV?
Well, yeah, it's in the name, but it's not necessarily that.
Okay.
There will be weed talk, but that's what they expect. Hear me out. If I'm able to educate somebody, entertain somebody, and teach them something they didn't know, that's farther than educate, then they're going to look at it for its intrinsic value and be like, that is good programming, that is good television, that is it's worth watching, that's worth my investment of my time. And so yeah, there's going to be I could do an East Coast, West Coast, it doesn't matter, connect to the United States, go around to different cooks, chefs, musicians, people of the culture. They're really kind of, if you smoke weed, you do one of these jobs, you know what I'm saying? And so even with that, it's going to give an idea of, okay, if I go to New York, what are New York's laws? Cool. All right. What does a New Yorker smoke? All right, cool. What do they eat? Sweet. Is it the restaurant we're in? Thank God. You know what I'm saying? The point is, like,
right,
to give you a better idea, if you've watched anything that Anthony Bourdain has done, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay. Excellent.
I mean, I hate to kind of like follow in the footsteps, but at the same time, when a chef dies in a restaurant, you don't shut the restaurant down, you get a new chef. The chef knows that. The fact that people aren't really doing what he did, he's rolling in his fucking grave right now.
Hey everybody, I want to quickly mention Food Forest Abundance. Food Forest Abundance is a great way to create your own self-sustaining food forest and naturally occurring ecosystem that's commonly found in nature, but designed specifically for you. Through multiple layers of trees, shrubs, herbs, vines, rhizomes, mushrooms, and perennial vegetables, you can become your own supply chain without the typical maintenance required of a garden. From small spaces to large areas, both urban and suburban, Food Forest Abundance wants us to get back to our roots in nature by engaging with our food production in a meaningful way. For more information, click on the link in the description below and start your journey today. Okay, let's get back to today's episode. Probably. Chef Rodney, I got a couple of Spitfire questions for you here. If somebody named a strain after you, what would it be called?
Get off my lawn. OG.
Does it come equipped with the Clint Eastwood image? Is he like the sticker?
It does now. It wasn't gonna, but if we're gonna go Gran Torino, Detroit, what up? Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Nice. Maybe the picture, we replace the gun. Actually, no, he did do the finger and then he pulled the gun out, but maybe we replace it with like one of those the leaf blower weed machines or something. Maybe he's holding one of those, but
there you go.
How about the coolest and most memorable place you've ever smoked? Top of a mountain, out in the middle of a lake, or?
The coolest place that I've ever smoked was the first time I smoked with my girlfriend.
Okay.
I hate to be sappy, and you're bleeding heart, if you will. But I mean, you smoke a lot of cool places, and we've smoked a lot of cool places together, now. But the first time that I ever smoked with her was like the first time I ever actually enjoyed smoking with somebody else. That, not that I didn't enjoy the smoke, but it felt like, hey, this is okay. I could see doing this, for a while, right? It felt right. It fit. It's not against anybody else. I don't take that, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it. And so honestly, to tell you the truth, our kitchen, man, that's when I came over, the first time I grew up with her, I knew her, met her again. And we smoked weed. I just knew, you know what I mean? So I'd have to definitely go with that.
Excellent. I like that answer.
So will she. So will she.
Would she give the same answer if I was asking her that right now? She better,
Absolutely not. Nope.
right?
Nope. And it's fair because she's been to, I haven't had a chance to go to a lot of different countries. I've done it in my head, get to do it in life now while smoking weed, right? Yeah, timing. Anyway, I hope, knock on wood and shit. But she's been to Brazil, so she's, smoked weed there. She's been to Ireland, she's smoked weed there. She's been to Jamaica. So, I mean, her answer is going to be different, of course, and I understand that. But I'll get a "you're so sweet" at least. So that'll buy me some brownie points.
Cool. I like that. In 98, I was fortunate enough to be in the Ecuadorian rainforest, and that's where I smoked. I forget if it was a joint or a bowl. I think it was a bowl, but I was definitely whacked out of my mind. So
I'm excited, man. Like, not just the food and being able to travel, because as a chef or a cook or working in kitchens, you can't afford it. That's really the truth if you do
Right.
everything legit. But I look forward to smoking weed in other countries except for Russia, because that's fucked. But I have a lot of friends in Taiwan that are like, yo, man, just get here, don't worry about smoking, you know what I'm saying, and then I will smoke with you. Don't say anything to anybody else, but I got you. So whether it's legal or not, I'm gonna smoke weed there, so just know that. But at the same time, it's only a crime if you see it, so there's that.
yeah, it's only illegal if you get caught. So
At the same time, most of the countries I plan to go to, it's already legal anyways. Like Greece is legal now. That's dope as shit.
wow, okay, nice, excellent. Well, Chef Rodney, it was awesome talking with you, learning more about Deliciously Dope TV and the Daily Chronicles. Looking forward to checking out some of your interviews, especially the one with WeedTube. I'm definitely interested in hearing you talk with the developers. So please let everybody know the best place they can find you and follow you.
Yeah, YouTube, just look up Deliciously Dope TV or the Daily Chronicles. Typically it'll throw it to the, it'll flag to the same profile. YouTube's where I usually post. I go on Twitch, the Daily Chronicles. Find us on Facebook, Instagram. I just use the Deliciously Dope and Daily Chronicles, same thing, because I got high one day and made one and combined them and didn't mean to, but now I can't figure out how to uncombine them. So it's just one for now. Yeah. Anyway. But no, yeah, wherever you find your social medias. I for a while we were throwing stuff on Spotify, so there's some older episodes there. But with the new stuff, it's going to be more, centralized around, a social media of our choosing at this point. I hate to be one of those people, but you can't post on certain platforms anymore, and that is the truth. And so definitely check out WeedTube. I got a lot of updating to do there, so you're just going to get a bunch of cool, awesome episodes out of order, because that's how I roll. But please come check it out. I'm eternally grateful for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is amazing. Dro TV, man. Like, this is, yes. Like, when I got it, an invite on Instagram about it, I was like, absolutely, this is dope as shit. That's cool as hell. And then
Nice.
you guys are out of Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
I have a brother that lives in Florida. See, that works out great.
Sweet. Well, we're in Central Florida, Orlando. So
Okay. He's not too far from Orlando. I think it's 45 minutes.
Where's he at?
I think it's a town called Lakeland.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember going down and visiting him once, just random story, but the Tigers, actually, that's where they go to practice for the winter.
Okay.
They go, do the practicing in Lakeland, and they come back up and play in Detroit. Yeah. I saw the fucking Tigers team eating at a local steakhouse. Oh, it's cool as shit. But I digress, y'all. Deliciously Dope TV, Daily Chronicles. I'm Chef Rodney. I appreciate everything.
Excellent.
Go check it out.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go down there, smash the like button for Chef Rodney, and make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube to Dro TV, because you don't want to miss amazing guests and interviews like this one.
Shit.
Awesome. And as always, thank you for tuning in. Smoke them if you got them. What's up, Dro TV family? You can now stream the audio version of all these episodes on your favorite podcast player. And if you like more episodes like this, check out this playlist we put together over here for you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube. You don't want to miss more great content from Dro TV. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, smoke them if you got them.